An interesting beef also came around today, which was Aaron Rodgers versus Ryan Clark. Now, Aaron Rodgers does that like smug, like, I am better. And, you can't even talk to me. And then Ryan Clark, who's obviously a very qualified individual, if there ever was one, comes out and just absolutely eviscerates him. It's a beautiful thing to see. Again, it exposes a lot of different things. It exposes, I think, how stupid Aaron Rodgers and sometimes athletes can be when they're saying like only athletes can talk about sports. Where we've seen some athlete takes and you're like, I don't know that anybody else would have said that. And then, but at the same time, no, I wouldn't say that only non-athletes can talk about sports. That's obviously stupid. I think it works in tandem. But anyway, not only does he do that, Aaron Rodgers, but he also like, let's run the video, okay? Let's run the video, and then we will interject here. But it is odd. It is quite the odd thing to see. And this was Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show.
Oh, shit.
I just got a PSA. Just a quick PSA.
All right. I thought we were...
Just a quick PSA reminder.
Starting with 12, count down to 1.
Yeah. Well, we're about to get
Started
there.
12, got down to 1.
That's how you crown. CFB National Champion. Is that the PSA? That's a good PSA. It's catchy.
I don't know what this is.
I know I got to say this multiple times for people because they don't listen, but say whatever the fuck you want about me. I don't care. But just...
That's your first line already, right there. Say whatever you want about me. I don't care. Clearly you do. Very clearly you do. He always has. He always will. Again, I think, and it's totally okay. I think, you can peek at the comments or there's like a general feel about you and you can be like, oh man, I don't like that. Or I think that seems unfair or not unfair, right? Totally fair. For you to act like you don't care or you're above it, but you keep addressing it and you keep bringing it on and you keep doing these things, it's like, clearly you do care. So I don't know who the fuck you're fooling. Clearly you do care.
Just before you do it, whether you state your name, your accolades, pronouns, whatever it is, just state your vax status. So that...
Dude, it's not even fucking 2020 or 2021 or whatever. Like, nobody's even fucking talking about vax status. Nobody is. And it's so weird to like hold that up as if you're better than because of vax status. To talk about football, by the way. To talk about football. Where that comes nowhere close. Like, right? There isn't, he's made this up that there's like an agenda against him because of his vaccination status or lack thereof. Dude, Kirk Cousins didn't get the vaccine. I'm pretty sure Lamar Jackson didn't. Like, there's a bunch of people that didn't get the vaccine. Nobody gives a fuck. But people that keep bringing it up or keep talking about it as if it's something that's happening right now, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Except for losers that are like, for some reason, I feel like that was Aaron Rodgers' like hype in terms of something outside of football. And so, that your uncle that talks about how great he would have been without that bum knee in high school or whatever the case might be. Motherfucker, let me tell you, you weren't that good. Let me tell you something. That peak, it wasn't that good. Even when you were at that peak, you probably should have gotten a vaccination. Okay, you didn't. Nobody even cares. Nobody cares. It's so weird. I don't. It's just random, bro. It's like nobody talks about that.
Anything you say afterwards gets put in the right light. Just get it out there. Because then when you say things about me, people can at least be like, oh, you are.
I don't know if it makes him feel any better or not. I'm actually not vaccinated. And I think Aaron Rodgers is the biggest piece of shit playing football currently. He's washed and he shouldn't play anymore. And I'm not vaccinated. So, oh, I guess it's fine. Like, how fucking stupid are you? Like, what kind of moron do you have to be to think that that's like what actually matters?
Captured by the multi-billion-dollar propaganda psyop.
Very quickly, psyop is one of those words that is so overused that it like loses meaning because dumbasses use it when it doesn't make sense. Like, motherfucker, somebody talking shit about you in a football context is not a fucking psyop. Look it up. Look up what psyop is. Like, woke, it doesn't mean what it used to mean anymore, you know? Psyop, gaslighting, like, it's just people overuse these words. And like now it's like, oh, the controller's over there. No, it's actually over here. Oh, you just gaslit me. Yeah, I don't think you know what that means. Oh, has a fucking, like, what is it, 4-10 record or some shit? Let me take a quick peek. I wouldn't want to disrespect him. 4-10 record. 4-10 record. Is that a fucking psyop? Oh, maybe the Jets aren't that good. Maybe he doesn't have the same, step that he used to. Is that a fucking psyop? Of course not. Oh my God, please. Also, I did a quick Google. I just looked at it. I did a quick Google. Who's captured by the multi-billion-dollar companies? You know who owns the Jets? It's a quick Google search. Owns the Jets. Robert Wood Johnson, also known as Woody. The great-grandson of Robert Wood Johnson I, Woody is heir to the Johnson & Johnson fortune. Didn't they create a vaccine that a bunch of people took as well? Is that who's writing his checks? Johnson & Johnson is just... Johnson & Johnson is writing your checks? Does that mean you're captured by the multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical company? These people are so fucking brain dead. I really... Again, you can have people that disagree. You can have people that say the opposite thing. Okay, maybe they're wrong. Bro, these are people that are directly in line. This motherfucker is getting paid by Johnson & Johnson. And he's out here talking about fucking psyops and taking ayahuasca in Costa Rica, Brazil, wherever the fuck he is, going into dark rooms. Get the fuck out of here.
You're still upset about it.
Okay.
This will help things out.
Yeah, this is good. This will settle it all down. I appreciate that. And
hey, you know what I mean? Just put that in just so everybody knows where you're coming from. Everybody knows, okay, cool. You're twice vaxxed Moderna with 3 booster shots. And then boom, boom, boom. Say what you want to say. Whatever.
0 vax. You are fucking washed, Aaron Rodgers. You fucking bum. Like, what do you want me to do? 4-10? You're not even going to equal Zach Wilson's record of last season. What the fuck do you want us to do? Let's look at passing leaders, right? Listen, Aaron Rodgers 7th. Okay. There you go. We'll put it all out there. NFL passing. Aaron Rodgers is 3rd right there. Great. Why are they all passing? I thought one of them was QBR. Let's see if we can find QBR. Oh, God. I don't know why they are changed to passing. Let's change one of them. Let's go passer rating, right? Let's go passer rating. Where is Mr. Aaron Rodgers in passer rating? 18th. Okay. Do I need the vaccination to tell you that? I mean, you tell me. What do I need to tell you that? These just people, it's so infuriating to keep seeing that, and I do want to keep looking at stuff. They're so, it's just weird, man. It's just so weird that you have to, like the CIA, like, do you understand the level of delusion? The CIA has to be involved. Like he didn't say government psyops, to be fair, but like the delusion of grandeur. I don't know how you say that. To think that like the world is against you because you fucking lied about your vaccination status and then you get called out. Nobody's mad about the vaccination status. They are upset that you misrepresented it. And yet you make it like this fucking cross you have to bear. It is absolutely insane. Where are we now? What the fuck? Why does that say passing? I thought I was going to say QBR. Oh my, it's highlighted right here. QBR, I'm an idiot. QBR. Nobody told me that. Let's see. Where's Aaron Rodgers? QBR. Dun, 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 dun. 21st. I don't know. I mean, they have a 4-10 record. His passing is terrible. QBR is terrible. Passer rating is terrible. Like, what the fuck? I'm not a fucking statistician. I think that's pretty bad, right? Like, that's not good. But anyway, he didn't direct that shit at me. He directed it at Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark goes on to absolutely eviscerate this man. I mean, it is what. Let's just watch, because it is honestly, bravo, good, Ryan Clark, good job, dude. That was, and we can't watch the whole thing, obviously, but
People knew it was me. Here is why I called Aaron Rodgers.
And let's see, very quickly, I won't let Aaron Rodgers' vac smoke distract me from the stench of the tape. And that's what the whole thing was about, that they were criticizing his tape, right? But Aaron Rodgers is infallible, obviously. If he throws an interception, the wide receiver ran wrong routes. They're not quick enough. They're not good enough to be teammates with the God himself that is Aaron Rodgers. Oh, also, he's a great person and very humble. You know, yeah. He's going to go on his new fucking Glaze piece on Netflix and, just ponder high as shit in Brazil, talking about fucking caterpillars turning into butterflies, okay? But God forbid somebody critique his fucking tape. You know what? He's never been a caterpillar or a butterfly. So he should shut the fuck up about caterpillars and butterflies, because he doesn't fucking know what they are or the experiences that they go through, right? Unless he's been a caterpillar or a butterfly, he should not fucking talk about it. What a fucking idiot he is. Anyway, he's entitled to his opinion, but to say you aren't concerned with what we say is a lie. I mean, there's a reason we're here. It's a continuation of his hypocrisy that started with criticizing ESPN analysts while being paid to be on ESPN. Earlier, he was paid to be on ESPN. And then McAfee and Aaron Rodgers say he continues not to take $1. And then McAfee then comes out and says, well, I did pay him, but I thought that's what we were supposed to do. I thought this was America. Yeah, no, okay. Then don't fucking say you didn't get paid, you fucking weird piece of shit. Jojo Siwa on steroids, idiot. I analyze football and all things involved. Unfortunately, due to his on-field play, which is all they've talked about, his commentary has been interesting than the film. By the way, I have my accolades as you asked. Next time we say the name so we know you mean it. It's because he didn't say Ryan Clark directly.
Why I called you a hypocrite. Because you're actually on ESPN talking about my fellow colleagues and the people I work with.
True.
Saying that now, because they are former players and one as great as players of you, as you were, you feel like, or they feel like they're the stars. And that's not it. TV has changed. It's more about opinion and the informed opinion of people who have played the game. What's hypocritical about what you said is you said it while on TV with Pat McAfee, who has done an amazing job with his platform. And even though he was an all-pro punter, he's now extremely famous and more well-known for what he does in his post-career. Even more
Of course.
hypocritical of you is that you're sitting across from.
Yeah, I mean, he's 100% right. I don't watch the Pat McAfee show, not for anything except for I just don't find it particularly entertaining. That's just not how I consume my news. But it was an obvious turnoff where he just offered, just to meet right Aaron Rodgers, no pushback, and just accept whatever he gives him, and just gobble that glizzy, as the youth say now.
Three people who have never played the game, and they are also entitled to talk about football in a very informed way, because if we've learned anything from Mina Kimes, you don't actually have to step on the field to be excellent at the job of analyzing football.
And that's 100% true. I think Mina Kimes is one of my favorites. Quick shout out too, because she did the Simpsons broadcast. Listen, maybe they prepared them with some stuff, obviously, but her shit seemed off the cuff, and I was like, okay, she knows ball and The Simpsons? Damn, okay.
Spoke to that hypocrisy because you were getting paid to do that, which Pat said you deserve to, and that is why you received the money that you did, at least initially, because of what you brought to his platform. Now, let me be clear, because I know you want us to list these things. My name is Ryan Clark.
And in case you haven't ever looked at it, wherever you consume media, I think TikTok has a bunch of good compilations. Look up Ryan Clark hit compilations, dude. He was a fucking killer out there. Let me just tell you.
Played 13 years in the NFL, in 2 Super Bowls. I have as many rings as you do.
That's true.
I was the captain.
1-1.
Separate football team. I'm also an Emmy winner. I'm also the co-host, owner, and partner of an Emmy-nominated podcast called The Pivot. Now, I know something else you were very interested in was my vaccination status. And yes, I'm vaxxed because I have no spleen, I have no gallbladder, because of playing in Denver.
Excuse me, Dr. Aaron Rodgers could have come up with a concoction that would have absolutely healed anything and everything. I mean, he probably could have grown your spleen back. He probably could have generated one in his bare hand and put it into your body. Of course not, dude. I mean, golly, man. It's insane that people like that just have to be the worst. Honestly, Aaron Rodgers, obviously, I'm talking about. Just be the worst. Just be the worst.
Being willing to go back, honestly, and play again. Because I've been in those locker rooms. And I've talked to people that have been in the locker rooms with you. I have the stories. I have all the things that they said that informed my...
And again, you should always correctly criticize somebody and always be open to new information. That's what I try to do as well. Whereas I think, to be fair, when I was watching Enigma, I think they did drag him for, ignoring a cancer lady, right? And then he was like, well, why didn't you ask her? Because I had signed all of her stuff right the day before. And I was like, yeah, I understand being jaded by the media, just in general. And maybe that's what happens to people. Maybe that's what happens to athletes, to people that are famous, musicians, actors, whoever the case might be, that you do get slighted by the media at times. And if you don't have anybody to ground you, you don't have anybody to keep you in reality, you don't create this echo chamber of people that are never going to say no to you because you're their meal ticket, and they wouldn't want to upset you. And so you create this bubble of yes men that just want to suckle at your teeth. And so, when you're like, damn, the media went after me, right, guys? And you just hear, right. Dude, after a while, I'm sure it's like, dude, the media fucking sucks, right? Right. You just keep hearing that over and over and over again. And maybe that makes you just unbearable and smug and like, let's just be honest, like just impervious to correct information. You never adjust. You've never had to. And so then now you're like, no, I'm right. You're clearly wrong, but you're never going to hear that. And I don't know if that's happened to Aaron Rodgers. Like, honestly, we'll give him that benefit of the doubt. If I or anybody else, and I'm sure Ryan Clark would do that as well, if you get something wrong about him, if there's a story about him and we commentate on it and you say, oh boy, he's a terrible person. Okay, it comes out, it's not true. Okay, you know what? We'll backtrack that. But it's just, we have the ability to do that. I have the ability to do that. I don't think Aaron Rodgers does. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has heard no in a while. I don't think Aaron Rodgers, in a different way, touched grass. In a way that like he's been insulated. I'm sure it happens to rich people as well, right? Rich people, actors, athletes, just all these, anybody, politicians, anybody that like they just create these echo chambers. And nobody can penetrate them. Nobody can show them that the sky is blue. They're like, nah, it's red, bro. I already said it. And because I already said it, it's true. And all they hear is, yep, that's right. It's true. Yep, that's right. It's true. And so, honestly, I'm almost done feeling sad for those people because it's like, I don't know. We can't. It's so hard to get people back. And that, unfortunately, makes me too nihilistic, and so you have to like, okay, no, I'm still going to keep trying. Even if I help one person, I'll keep trying. You still have to keep trying, but I think, again, Aaron Rodgers, I think it is okay to say that he was a great player, a phenomenal arm talent, a Super Bowl winner, can do things that, like 99% of people can't do and will never be able to do. And also, he can't do those things consistently anymore. I don't think it's a psyop. It has nothing to do with vaccination status, and everybody isn't out to get him. All right, like that's just what it is. I don't, so Ryan Clark does go on, and I encourage you if you're able to watch it, but he just completely wrecks him, and he, every way he addresses what Aaron Rodgers said about him, has receipts, and it's just a beautiful thing to see there. But let me know what you think. I mean, is Aaron Rodgers truly just fucking goated? And I am, because again, I'm not saying that I could do the things that he did even in high school, right? Like even in college. Like I'm not saying I could do those things. I'm saying he can't do the things that make him elite anymore. He's lost a step, and I think that's fair to say. They're 4-10. He's had winning drives where he's been able to make the game-winning drive, and he's gotten intercepted. They miss a kick sometimes, whatever the case might be, but he's gotten intercepted. He just can't do it. I don't know. That's not on me. I'm just looking at it. I didn't play professionally. I'm not. So obviously I was never as good a player as he was. I'm not vaccinated. I can still see. I can still see that he don't got it no more. He doesn't. Maybe he needs more rest after his year layoff. Could it be? Prove us wrong. Okay? Prove us wrong. Nobody's saying that, he's dead. Go out back and shoot him. Right now, he don't look like he got it. Right now, he looks like he should be cut, and it'd be tough for him to get a spot on an NFL roster. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, you know. Or could he be a backup? I'm sure, you know. But that's just me. And again, Ryan Clark absolutely eviscerating Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, just deflects it to something that isn't even close, you know. Like when somebody's, I think this will be my last one. Like when somebody is being super obnoxious and just yelling obscenities, right? Yelling bad words. And you're like, hey, we're at a library. Could you not do that? And he's like, it's my First Amendment right. Are you saying I shouldn't have a First Amendment right? And it's like, that's not the conversation, right? That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now. Like that, just nothing to do. But like, they shift the conversation into something so insane that it's like, no, of course you have a First Amendment right. Okay, so then why can't I do whatever? And it's like, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. So that is Mr. Aaron Rodgers and Ryan Clark.